So we're trying this again. Our internet just left us. Like all of it went away and now it's back. I don't know what's going on. So Melody's going to try to share this and let you guys know that we are back. I hope you can find me this way because I'm totally lost. And now I don't have my chat open. So you're going to have to give me 1 second to get the chat open since this kind of happened. This is a little bit weird. We did a whole live show this morning with no issues and now this, right? So things happen. Things happen. So we'll get it right. We're learning, right? We're all learning together. And I really want to show you this project because it's super cute. Okay, so close this out and come back to you guys. And let's see if you guys can find me again. I see 7 of you are back. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if it's working this time because I don't have a clue. We've never had our internet go out here, which is really weird. So I'm going to see if, yay, Nancy's in. Okay. Let me see. Is that better? I'm asking Melody. Thank goodness for friends, right? You guys are awesome. Yay, I'm glad you found me. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, guys, I feel better. Maybe the internet's fixed. So I was talking, and look, everybody's gone. Like the whole hangout went away. I don't have a clue what happened. So, oh, thank goodness we're back. Where did I leave off? Did anybody get to hear anything? So let me know. Okay, so I want to start back with this and tell you that today is Monday with Maymay. And from now on, as long as this live stream will hold up for us, we're going to be doing live shows on Mondays where I do live demos with you guys and take you through little projects. Today's project is this one. Check this one out. I really like this little project, and I'm going to teach you how to do the whole thing. Little paper basket, which will be super cute for your Easter gifts or for anything, favorite thing. So you saw the basket before, good deal. Okay, so we are back and we are live. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you ask questions in the comments if you're interested or chat back and forth with me. It's gonna be real casual. I'm gonna craft and chat with you guys as we go. I may not can see every comment, so if I miss anything and you think that I need to answer it, be sure to maybe put it in capital letters and I'll know that you're talking to me. Oh, it was just a blip before? Oh yeah, maybe it's nothing. But let's get started. Here's what I've got. For today's set, if you see my camera arm right here, that won't be there always. I'm just learning and trying to figure out how to get this done. So today you see this, but I'm gonna switch to my camera that's on my work surface. So let's see how that goes for us, right? I'm excited about the live stuff, but it's nerve-wracking, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know everything yet. So we're still learning, and I'm learning this thing all by myself. So, oh, sweet, Robin. Thank you so much. I just had some folks sign up for my retreat coming up in April. Okay, let's see if we can get this where you guys can see it just right. This is what I'm using today. This is a paper from Graphic 45, which I was saying all this while ago, but I guess you guys didn't see it, right? Because it was totally gone. So here we go. This is what I'm using. It is from Graphic 45. It's called Sweet Sentiments. Okay, and I love this one, and I've shown it a lot recently, so I'm not going to study on it too much today, but I do want to show you something that's important about this basket that we're making. Let me pull this in here. Hey, Jimmy from Oklahoma. The basket is, we're using 2 sides of the paper to kind of get the design in the basket. So you notice on the inside we have a nice design, and then on the outside as well. So I hope you guys are still here because it got quiet. There we go. So we're going to kind of showcase both sides of this paper. So we're going to start scoring. Also, I'm using a new tool today. We just got these in the store, and I'm super excited about it. I had another embossing tool, but I didn't love it because it wasn't exactly what I've been looking for. And I found this one from Kaisercraft, and I really love it. So if you like it, you see me using it, it's in the store, okay? All right, I'm going to have to score this kind of straight on without angling, so just bear with me as I do that. All right, so our first score mark on this 12 by 12 piece of paper is 3 inches here, just like so, and 9 inches. So 3 and 9 on one side. 3 and 9. Then we're going to turn it 1 time, and now we're going to do 4 score marks. We're going to score at 1 inch right here, and then we're going to score at 4 inches, and then we'll score at 8, and then 11. Now I want to caution you about one thing. You notice that my paper is kind of specific the way this pattern goes. You might want to use 2 papers that aren't quite so specific. like one maybe that's just patterns, but we'll see how this one works out. I don't know, we'll just see. All right, so we can fold on our score lines now. Use our bone folder to burnish it. So let me do that real quick. And you can go ahead and fold on all the score lines, even if you're folding them in a direction they don't go in. It doesn't really matter. We're just trying to get the nice little fold right. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Nyoka. My friend Nyoka says she almost forgot about the video. And I'm so glad that she made it here today. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fold this side too. Crafting live is a lot harder because I have to like talk and do this. Oh no, I hope you didn't lose me again. If you guys lose me again, I'm just going to film this and put it up and we don't have to even think about it. These stripes make it hard for me to see those folds. All right. I want to show you the basket because I want this to make really good sense, okay? You see how this basket is rectangle on the inside, okay? So it's a rectangular basket. That means you want your rectangle shape this way in the middle, and we're going to be working with the fronts here. So that's going to be the easiest way to know which parts to cut. Make sure your rectangle is where it needs to be before you start cutting. Now, I'm not using the right scissors for this job. I left my long Tim Holtz in the other room, but we're going to use these. All right, so that score line we made two score lines, one here and one here. This paper is going to make it impossible. I didn't even think about that, but you know you made these score lines. You're going to cut on the side that has that extra 1-inch score because that's the piece that folds down to give us kind of the interest on the side of the basket. So I want you to remember that. You're going to cut where that extra 1 inch is, and you're going to just slice up to that center rectangle score. Ask question, guys. If it's not making sense, ask questions so I can explain it. Everybody will understand. If this is your first time to our live show, there's a chat, and you can jump into that chat if you're interested. All right, so I want to do this and show you. See what I did? I just sliced up to that center score, and these are the sides that have the 1 inch. Okay, so your 1 inch score mark goes top and bottom as you're working. All right, so I'm going to turn this around and we're going to do the same thing. And then we're just doing straight marks. You don't have to do any like, you know, V cuts or angle cuts or anything like that. Hey, Claudette, how are you doing today? Okay, so straight old cuts right up to that score mark. Now for the fun part. By the way, did I tell you I'm not using any adhesive to put this guy together? I don't think I did. I'm actually going to use some brads, and these are the ones I'm using. I'm going to go ahead and pull some out real quick. I'm going to use these yellow ones, I think. And I'm going to use 4 brads to assemble the basket, and then I'm going to use glue for the rest of it. But for this part, I'm going to use brads. All right, then. Now, oops, I got an extra one I didn't need. Isn't it pretty paper? I love this paper. All right, so moving my brads out of the way. Now we're going to work on the sides of the basket, okay? The first thing you want to do is fold up this side and fold down that 1 inch flap. Remember how we did that? We added that 1 inch on one side. So you're going to fold down that 1 inch flap. So you can already see the side of the basket, right? I'm going to keep referencing this because I want this to make perfect sense. This is where we're working right now, okay? So we have this part. Then we're going to take our side flaps, which are these two, and we're going to fold these down as well. I'm going to turn this over and score them into place real good because I did not burnish them a while ago. I always call it score and not burnish. Have y'all noticed that? That's like my habit to do that. While I'm here, I'm going to do that on the other side too. So just pick these guys up, fold this 1 inch flap down and burnish it, not score it, and burnish it. This paper is Sweet Sentiments by Graphic 45. Someone asked what paper this was. Make sure I tell everybody what it is. I love all Graphic 45, but I really love this line. Okay, so now you can kind of see we've got those 1 inch pieces folded up. Now here's where you get to do my favorite thing. Got my crop-dot out. We're going to eyeball this, okay? You're going to fold one of the flaps over to wherever you like it. If you want it to be straight up and down, this is just as cute and it doesn't have the angle, but look what happens if you do them straight up and down. It kind of looks like a little fabric insert, doesn't it? Isn't that cute, just straight up and down? But I'm going to make it like I showed you with the angled pieces just like this, okay? And I'm going to eyeball it. I'm going to eyeball set the first one and then copy it or mimic it all the way around. So I'm going to take my crop-a-dile and I'm going to push it right down into the center there and make a hole. So what I basically did, I just put a hole right here for my brad to go through. Yeah, this paper is. Oh my goodness, you're from Spain. So this person says, hi, Maymay, I'm from Spain and recently made one of your tutorials with the envelope punch board, but this time in Spanish. Oh, that is awesome. That would be cool. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mimic this side. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at those edges right there and lining those up. I'm gonna make a hole again and use another brad. I love making these with brads and not having to use glue because it's an instant hold, right? I think that's awesome. Yes, this is Graphic 45 Sweet Sentiment paper, and it is perfect for your Easter and Valentine's Day projects. This is actually, this one says Spring Greetings and Easter Valentine's and Easter Greetings and Be Mine. It says all kinds of stuff. Now again, we're eyeballing. So I'm gonna line them up around the edge and kind of make sure it matches on the other side. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't do perfect. We do cute, right? These little brads were sent to me by a subscriber, and I have not been able to find them because I threw the package away after I opened them, but I want to show them to you up close because I think they're adorable. Look at those little buttons. Aren't they adorable? I want to say they might be Memory Makers. Is that a brand, or am I making that up in my head? I love to use my crocodile. Love it. And I'm actually using the smaller hole on the crocodile. It goes through there just like butter. It's so easy. So easy. The other cool thing is I want to show you. Do you see how the brads disappear in the pattern? I love that. I'm not worried about hiding those brads because they just go away. So look at the sides of this basket. How cute, right? And what I love about it is when you stuff a basket, I like to have things kind of lean out. And so this gives you the room for that. Okay, let's work on the handle because the handle's kind of cool. I want to show you right here what I did with the handle. See how I have the handle and then that little kind of rick-racky piece in the middle? Let me show you how that works. All right, so I have 2 pieces of paper cut already. This is a 12 by 1.5 inch piece. So it's 1.5 inch wide, 12 inches long. And then this piece is 1.25 by 12. It feels longer, but it is the same. So I'm going to start with this guy, and I'm going to use a border punch. How many of you guys love border punches, right? They're my favorite. And I'm going to go through with this zigzag border punch and just punch all the way down. I love to use border punches. They're like one of my favorite things. Sometimes I don't remember to, and then afterwards I'm like, I should have used a border punch on that project. I love them. But I knew I wanted something that looks kind of rick-racky, and also we're going to be adding a bow to the top of our basket, and I needed something for stability. And I think doing 2 layers of cardstock really helps. And I'm trying to do this without having to flip it over, but if you get to a struggle point like this, just flip it over and look at it the other way. I'll show you what I mean. Clean up this trash real quick. See if you have any questions. We'll have to try this one, the little bunny basket you did. Oh, did you like that? If you didn't catch the live show today, we did our This Crafty Life Live this morning, and I did a little bunny project today, and I just loved it. Did you notice that I didn't pay attention to if this matches on both sides? There's a reason. I discovered that it kind of looks like rick-rack if you don't like match it up. So I'm just doing it without matching it up because I think it's cute like that. Because it looks like, you know, rick-rack like we used to use in sewing. See how it's kind of off-center? Oh, I think it's cute. Now I'm going to flip this guy over and go at it from this side because I think it will be easier to do. Oh, someone says, happy leap year, everyone. Oh, you missed it. Well, go catch it because there's a great giveaway and it's open for 24 hours. Someone missed this Crafty Life Live today. You want to make sure you go catch it because our special guest this morning was Ileana, the inventor of the Misty stamping tool, and she's giving away one of the new small Misty tools. You want to catch that. Got to watch the show and get that secret word, right? Okay. I'm going to glue this down, and I'm gluing the dark pink side down because that's not the side I want to use, obviously. It doesn't really match. We want that light pink side, and I'm just going to center this. So like I said, this kind of does 2 things. It's cute, and it also gives us some stability on the basket so it can hold that bow up. We'll bring this up so you can see it because it's a little bit pale. That's a really pretty pink. There we go. It's a really pretty pink. Yeah, that Misty's fantastic. Folks were talking about the Misty in our chat. All right, I'm trimming off that little edge that was not perfectly matched, and now let's get the basket again. Notice this too. I'm using the purple here, instead of, can you tell that I'm using a plaid? Does that focus there real good? Sometimes I have to let my webcam focus. Let me let it do that. There we go. I'm using this purple plaid because I like to mix these patterns. I think it's really cute. The colors match well enough that you can really mix the patterns up. I'll put some glue down here. And I'm just gluing this to the inside of the basket. And because the pattern is in there, you really can't tell where it starts and stops. And you don't really have to stress too much about that back showing. I'll show you what I mean. See how it just kind of blends in? Even though it's two different kinds of paper, it still works. Now I'm just gonna bend this up without folding it. That's the trick. Don't fold that handle. You want that handle to stay nice and round. And add some glue. And just stick it right inside there. Now I personally don't recommend holding this by the handle. We just glued this paper handle on, so it's not gonna be sturdy enough to really pick this up once you fill it with anything. But look how cute it is just like that without adding anything else, right? But I gotta show you this bow. Gotta show you the bow. The bow is made using the envelope punch board. So in the chat, how many of you saw me make the bow on our recent Periscope where I showed you how to do it? I'm going to show you, let me see if I have them handy. I'm going to show you two bows. Yes, I do. There is a standard punch board bow, and this is pretty much it, okay? Yeah, if you use, Nyoka says, if you put brads in the handle, it'll be much more sturdy, and that is true. So this is your standard envelope punch board bow. I'm trying to get it to focus on it. There we go. See, that middle is pretty skinny. I like a thicker middle. I like for this to be a little more meaty in the center. So let me show you this. You haven't missed everything, Miss Judy, just some of it. See that thicker center? I love the thicker part in the middle. So I want to show you how to get that with your envelope punch board. Gonna need some papers, and we're actually gonna do something, we might do something a little different. Let me say this. I have this that I'm thinking about doing a 2-layer bow, but we'll see how time holds up. All right, so you're gonna need 2 pieces of paper for this part of the project to do with your envelope punch board. Let me let this focus. It does not like focusing, does it? Okay. This piece of paper is 1.5 by 6 inches, okay? This piece is 1.5 by 10 inches. And I'm gonna show you how to make the thicker bow. The first thing you do is you fold your piece in half. You're gonna fold both of them in half because we need this center mark. So I'm gonna fold that one in half, and then I'm gonna fold this one in half. Go ahead and get that done because we need to know where the middles are. Some people says they can't, Sheila says she can't get Periscope. I'm sorry about that. I do love to use Periscope. It's so quick and easy. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that score line and put it into my punch board right into the center of the punch, and I'll show you what happens when we punch it. You can see where we get that little indentation, right? I'm gonna flip it over and do the same because I want to show you this. This is where you basically start with the regular punch board bow, okay? So you just do the one punch. But because I want the wider middle, we're gonna do another little trick. So I'm gonna put this guy right back in here, and notice how I'm at 3 inches down here. I'm gonna slide this over this way, an 1/8 of an inch. So I'm just coming in 1/8 of an inch, and I'm gonna press this down and make that punch, okay? Now I'm gonna slide it out 1/8 of an inch. So I went to 2 7/8, and now I'm going to 3 1/8. I'm gonna punch again. Now I've made a wider, see how it's wider at the top now? I love that. So now I'm gonna flip this over and do the same thing here. So this is where I started. I'm gonna go in 1/8 of an inch, go back to where I started, and go out 1/8 of an inch. That gives me that wider middle on my bow. Now while I'm here, I'm gonna center the edge of this and make the tails. So I'm just eyeballing the edge of this and punching to get the tail. See the ribbon tails? Super easy. I just like the thicker bow. I like the bigger middle. We talked about this before, and I like the bigger middle. See how this looks? I really love it. Okay, now we're gonna do a lot of the same thing on this one, okay? Except here's what you're gonna do first. First, I want you to come up to the edge of this and center it in what they call the caption bubble. This is kind of called the caption bubble on your little envelope punch board. We're just gonna center this and make a half mark, and I'll show you what that is. See how I just did half of the full mark? Because we just centered it on the edge. Now I'm gonna flip it over and do it again. Now on these ends, you don't have to do the move them. You can leave these just like this. You don't have to do that. You can just punch right to the edge of these guys and leave it alone. So I'm doing both ends the same way. Now I'm going to go back to the middle where we did that, where we folded it in half. Let me find my mark because it's even very hard for me to see. And here we're going to do exactly what we just did on that first piece. Okay, we're going to punch the middle. We're going to move it 1/8 of an inch to the left and punch. And what I find is easier on this one is just to do one side and then flip it, because you kind of get off of the mat a little bit if you try to go that way, because it only measures 5 inches and this is a 10-inch piece of paper, okay, if that makes sense. Now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. Punch the middle. I'm trying to find my score line because I can't even see it. There it is. I think it is. Let's fold it and see it better. Right here, punch, move it 1/8 of an inch in. I'm going to turn it over and move it 1/8 of an inch in as well. So now I have a wider center also. I like this a lot. Hi, Miss Joan. I got a hello from Miss Joan who's come into the room. Now here's what I like to do to get a nice, pretty loopy bow. See how the ends of this bow are very rounded and not squished or folded? I just take a bone folder and just kind of rub the edge like this. I'm going to do that on both sides. Then I'm going to take some art glitter glue and we're going to glue this down. But there's something I want to show you first. We're done with this and we'll move this out of the way. Here we go. Let me move this. So remember, we cut the center wider, but we only put one notch in the ends. That's okay because we're just going to line those ends up to wherever they fit that curve. They don't have to go all the way to the middle. See how that doesn't go all the way to the middle? They don't have to go to the middle. Like we don't have to be here. We're going to line these punches up. So I like to put a little glue on the outside of the ribbon because I know that's going to touch, okay? And then I'm going to bring it up where it'll focus good. And then I'm going to match the punch marks up. And that's how I'm going to glue it in place, but not squish it. Okay, you don't want to squish your bow end. So how is everyone today in our chat? I hope you guys are getting to participate in there as well. I'm going to put a little more glue here so we can put this guy together on both sides. You can see how I'm just lining up the punch, not worried about it matching in the middle. I'm trying to get that to focus good, but it's not. All right. Now, you notice that the center is very weak on this bow now because we have the weight kind of outside. Let me show you what we do to the middle. You take it and you stack them on top of each other. And then we get to use a 1/2 inch wide piece to wrap it. That's what I like about it. You get a bigger piece in the middle. But before I do that, I want to turn this into a double layer bow. So since I've shown you the single layer before, this glue dries like that. That's a great question. Someone asked me how fast the art glitter glue dries. It dries that fast. You saw how fast I used it, right? And by the way, that's shipping to us today. We have more art glitter glue coming today. Vince talked to them this morning and they said it is on the way. All right, let's punch this again. Because I want this to look like a double layer bow and match the handle of the basket, I'm going to punch this again with my border punch. I think it'll be cute. I've not tried this before doing the double layer. I just think this will work. It might be a little, we might have to be a little funky with it because it may be a little short. I should have added an inch or so to this to make it wrap good, but we'll see together. I'm just guessing. Yeah, wet glue can be really hard, but I love this one. So here's a question for me. It says, Maymay, what do you normally place in your baskets? Would love some ideas. It depends on who I'm giving the basket to. If I'm giving it to like in a baby shower, I'll put like lotions and maybe pacifiers and baby socks, things that aren't too heavy, but that still fill up the little basket really cute. If I'm giving it as like a treat, like a favor, I'll put candies, or one of my favorite things is to do like hot chocolate and coffees and things like that, because they don't weigh a lot. You do have to be careful not to put something that weighs a whole lot in the basket because it's paper. The other thing is when you hand it to somebody, you know, carry it from the bottom. The best thing to do with them, though, is to make them for your kids in your like Sunday school classes in your schools and things like that, and put sweet treats in them. Little Debbie cakes are great. They don't weigh a ton either. Okay, I've lost a piece. Nope, I didn't. It's right here. Woo! Good deal. Oh, thank you. I love punches. Someone says they love how super creative I am with punches. They're one of my favorite things, punches. You guys should know that. I have a lot of them, and never enough, by the way. That's important to say, never enough. Not just mess that end up, but I'm not going to stress about it just yet because I think I'm going to cut that off anyway. And if I don't, I'm just going to take some scissors and clean it up. You guys stress about stuff? How about that question? I don't stress about stuff. I try not to anyway. I don't stress about it. What can I do? I already cut it. I can't go back and fix it, right? Without changing the paper, and I don't want to waste it. I'm going to keep going. Don't fall on the floor because I don't want to have to get you off the floor. There we go. Okay. So now let me clean this mess up so you can see what we're working with. What do you guys use these things for? I bet somebody has an incredible way of using those pieces that are left over out of your punches. This paper is a rice paper. Do you see this piece that's kind of left hanging there? Because it's a rice paper. Let me bring it up closer so it'll focus. See that? And it's just kind of hanging off. I got to clean it. I got to trim it up and throw everything around while I'm doing it. Okay. Get my scissors out and just do a little snip. It's like a feather. That's like, this paper is like it's like rice paper, actually. It's very textured. Okay, let's put this guy together. Someone says they're OCD, so you use every little bit that you got. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this short piece to here, and I'm going to see what I need to do to the ends of it. You see how it's kind of hanging off? Here's what I'm going to do, because I just want the look. I'm not going to stress if it's not perfect. I'm going to glue this down to the middle of our ribbon. Then we're going to do some trimming. Not going to stress just yet. I'll tell you when it's time to stress. Snippy, snippy, someone said. That's awesome. Who said that? Miss Jones. Snippy, snippy. Oh, thank you so much for liking our crafts. That's awesome. All right, so I'm just taking my scissors and copying that punch. You could put it back in the punch board, but I'm just doing that. And now look, we have the little rickrack running all the way to the end. I've not done this before, so I don't know if I'm going to love it, but I thought we'd try it together and see what we think. I think I'm going to like it on the bow itself. The ends, I may not love it there, but I think on the bow it's going to be real cute. All right, so there's the bottom piece. Now we can put this around the bow. And I think what I'm going to do is start in the middle and just make sure I have enough to wrap underneath. That's really all I'm concerned about, is making sure it looks like it goes all the way around. It doesn't have to actually go all the way around because we have that piece to go underneath it. And that's always cool, right? Oh, Summer Lascott says she lets her daughter color on the punch scraps and make her own picture. That's a very good idea. She's 2 years old. That's a very good idea. Okay. Oh my goodness. Too Sweet says, I got my first edge punch the other day and I'm loving it. Welcome to the punch addiction world, because I bet that's going to happen. See, that works pretty good. I just wrapped it around. It's kind of like ribbon just wrapped around. I think that works. Let that stick into place. I'm going to glue this one down too. The trick with this art glitter glue, I will tell you, less is more, it seems. Like the less you use, the faster it dries. I noticed this morning on my demo, I didn't have my fine tip on. I was cleaning out the fine tip and forgot to put it back. And so in our live demo this morning, I got way too much glue, and that kind of took way too much time. All right, so now I'm going to glue this down to the middle of this bow. Just like so. And because we did all that extra 1/8 moving here and there, we have the same width in the middle of this bow that we do, you know, on the flat part of the ribbon as we do on the bow itself. So the same distance here. Now we're going to wrap a piece around the middle. And I'm going to use the same plaid fabric, the pattern that's plaid. That's hard to say. The pattern that's plaid, I'm going to use that same piece in the middle. Just fold that around like that. Don't you wish all bows were this easy to make? Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Alexandra Gardner says, depending on the shape of the punch leaves, you could use it in shaker cards as confetti. That's a very good idea. A very good idea. All right, so there's our pretty little bow. I'll bring it up closer. It seems to focus better up here sometimes. Put my hands behind it, that'll help. Look how cute. I like the two papers. I like that. All right, back to the basket. Now, here's what I did. I actually took this in the other room and asked Vince what he thought. You could put the bow on the side of the basket, You can put the bow at the top. Do you see what I did? I used the wrong side. That's what you get for doing it live, right? I ain't stressing about it. I'm just going to put it on there because all the colors are in here anyway. But you might want to match these ribbons up so that you don't get this look on the side. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'll show you the other one in a second too so you can see what you do when you don't double the ribbon. I totally did not think about using the light side. I decided with some help from my friends, being Vinny, that we were going to put the bow on the top. On the side, I felt like it covered up all the pretties that were on the side. I just love how this looks. It looks kind of like a dress, like the old-fashioned little girl Easter dresses, and I love that look. Love it. So it's not real obvious, but yeah, I know the difference. But that's okay. I'll fix it next time. I just learned, and you guys learned with me. Let me show you the other basket too. This one I didn't put any on the top bow. See how the top bow has no extra ribbon, but I did put some around the side to make this a little more sturdy because I thought it needed it. You know where else these would be really cute? If you have like in your powder room, not your shower room. It's important to know this. Not where you have a lot of water, but like in your powder room, you could put these up on the back of maybe a lavatory or something like that where it's not too wet and put some like soaps and things in there. I think it'd be cute. I think it'd be real cute. So I hope you guys like that little craft. I think it's super cool. And I hope you like that one very much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn back to my face so we can ask some questions and do a little chat. It's 3:11 and I typically don't want to go longer than about 45 minutes to an hour on these so that you can get back to your day. But just want to see what you guys think about that. So I have a question from Summerella Sky. She says, you think that would work with rose petals for a wedding shower or wedding flower girl? It would be perfect for a flower girl. And you know, you could do this with a lightweight chipboard. Oh, thank you, Miss Joan. You could do this with a lightweight chipboard that you cover with paper and then make this. That would be a really sturdy idea. And I just love the end of it. Doesn't it look like a tailored dress? I love Graphic 45 paper, Joy. Joy says she's glad I used Graphic 45. I love Graphic 45. I think it is sturdy. Hear it? It's sturdy and it's beautiful. And I've never seen a pad that I didn't love. I will say this. My least favorite was Birdsong. That was my least favorite, so. Yes, you can brad the handle. Where I just glued this on because it's really just for treats or what have you, you can put a brad here just by poking a hole and just like we did here, put a brad in. And then the handle will even swivel back and forth and be more sturdy, especially for a flower girl. Oh, good. Oh, you're itching for a mini album? I'm working on one. We're doing an album. The class that I'm doing in Coleman, Alabama is a mini album class. It's actually a recipe album, but it's a recipe envelope album. So I'm working the prototype on that one, and I think you guys are going to like it too because I'm going to bring it to you as well. And you'll be able to change it. It won't have to be a photo. I mean, it won't have to be a recipe album. It can be a photo album. It can be a memento album where maybe you say things. You can even use it like a planner. I can't wait to show you my idea. It's not totally worked out in my head, but it's getting there. So it's getting there. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon says she thinks it's cute. I appreciate that. So yes, we do need to get a mini album started soon. I think that'll be super fun. The Birdsong was not my favorite one. Joy says that wasn't her favorite either. Brenda says 2 eyelets and a small ribbon bow through it. Yeah, that'd be cute. Like on the side of the basket, that'd be adorable. Here's what's really fun too. When I made the prototype for this basket, I had a whole other plan in mind, but it ended up like this because I stopped. I was gonna glue these down and I went, wait a minute, that's really cute. And then I thought, but I want to see the paper, so I folded it back. I thought that was fun. I will put up the measurements. I'll put it in a blog post that I'll link underneath this so you guys can get it. It's basically a 12 by 12 piece of paper, which is super easy, right? This is an extra piece though, so you do want to use this as well. But I will. I'll put all the dimensions and everything into a blog post. Lady's Diary was beautiful. I really enjoyed from Graphic 45. It was called Communique. Was it Communique or Communicate? Somebody will remember. I think that's a stunning paper pad. And I have a little bit of that left, not a whole lot. But I do have a little bit left. Lady's Diary is beautiful paper. So what is, everyone in the comments, what is your favorite paper line? I'm going to have to say if I had to pick a favorite, it'd be Graphic 45. And then anything, let me think. Sure, I'll be sure to put the measurements in. I don't want y'all to miss out on how to make the project because it's a super fun project. Let me think for a second. What's my other favorite? I really like die cuts with a view paper, and I really like what's the one? I have that little 6x6. Oh, jelly bean soup. You guys remember? I don't see a whole lot of that anymore, but I really love it. Yeah. Yep, I love their papers. That's it. Communique. That's how you said it. No, communique. I don't know how to say it. When will the other stamp set start? Which one is that? The scripture stamp set? That was a question from Claudette. When will the other stamp set start? Oh, thank you so much. Your wallet isn't appreciated. Oh, Cartabella paper. Thank you for reminding me. Cartabella paper that's my second favorite. And the paper we're using on the mini album for the class in Coleman is Cartabella, and it is stunning. Their paper, just their paper packs. I just want them all the time. I think they're so pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Someone just now found the take 2 that we're in right now. I don't know what happened. Our internet just totally went out, and Vince came in and he's like, is your internet on? I'm like, no, I'm totally locked out. I don't know what happened. So that was weird. Oh, Bo Bunny paper's gorgeous too. Someone reminded me of that one too. Miss Monster says American Crafts has been getting her money recently. Super cute. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you guys for that. Yeah, the new recipe line is what we're using. Nyoka says the Cartabella recipe line is beautiful. We're using the new one, and I can't think of what it's called right now. You're in the mood for crafting now. Oh, well, craft till the wee hours of the morning. That's the fun stuff. That's the fun stuff. So I thought I had a question I missed. Let me look and see, because someone commented, and I wanted to make sure I answered it. Oh, the new stamp set. Which Home Sweet Home, is that the new one? Or is that the one we did our other album on? I can't remember. Somebody remind me. I think the question about the stamp set was about the Scripture Stamp Set Club we've started. That club actually starts the 15th of the month. What we're doing, you can sign up for it now, but we're doing it in the middle of the month instead of the first of the month because we have so many that we send out. So we want to make sure that we have plenty of time and a little bit of gap of space, because it takes about 2.5 to 3 days to get those all packaged and enveloped and stamped and ready to go. So we don't want to do that all at the same time. But you can sign up now for that. And all that information is on my website at maymaymadeit.com. Home Sweet Home is the new one. Naoka says that's the new one. So that's the one we're using. Homemade with Love was the old one. I have another pack of that too, which I'm kind of hoarding because I just love that paper pack. So Summer Ellis Guy says, I just ordered the cooking package to make the recipe journal you made a while ago. The 3 videos ones. Yes, there is a 3 video series of making a recipe book using one of their papers. It's really nice. The paper's really nice. I like my project too, but the paper's super nice. Where did Joy say Home Sweet Home? Yes. I don't have any sneak peeks of stamps. I don't have any sneak peeks of it. Oh, wait. I kind of have a sneak peek. I said I wasn't going to show this because we haven't figured out how to ship it yet. You know, we try to do shipping as cheap as we possibly can. But our issue is some things are so big, they're hard to ship cheap because the post office requires, you know, you also pay shipping for the size of a package. Like, you may not realize that, but the size of a package matters, not just the weight. But this is coming as soon as we can figure out how to package it. This is the perfect ruler, and I'll be doing a review of this probably next week. It won't come out sooner than I wouldn't think because I don't want to do a review until we know how to ship it, until we know how to charge shipping and be fair, because I hate to not be fair. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I thought I answered you from Greece. I'm sorry. I must not have said your name because I don't know how to say it. I think it's Rissa. She says, greetings from Greece. So hello. Rebecca says, I was surfing while I'm listening for the button brads. I think I found something similar at Hobby Lobby. Oh, really? That's awesome. Have you guys seen it? Yes, this is the one that matches down in the middle. Check this out. See the center there? And I don't know if I'll be able to show you on camera or not, but I can push this down and it has this grip in the middle and it will hold to the paper when you're working. And it has metal edges. Lots of cool things. I can't wait to show you guys. I had a subscriber message me and ask me if I'd seen this, and I actually hadn't seen it in use. I'd seen it on the websites where we order product from, but I hadn't seen it in use. So I was really excited to get this in my hand. And we've got a few for the store. So anyway, we're working on the shipping. When we get that figured out, I'll do a review. And I haven't, Joy Sykes asked me if I played any more with my scan and cut. I did cut, let me show you. Did you see the show this morning? I did this online, and then I took it to the scan and cut, and I scanned it in, and I cut it out, and I had it for the video today. And I love that feature. Like, I just love being able to get, I didn't have to design this online. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. I just did this on my computer, printed it out, ran it through, cut it out. I was so happy about that, especially for show prep. Like when we're getting ready for this Crafty Life Live, I don't always have to do a demo, and Melody doesn't, because sometimes our guests do a demo. But when we do a demo, you know, we're trying to get everything ready. Oh, good, you already printed it out. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you said that. If you're interested, where's my bunnies? I took them out of here. Oh, this one uses these little guys, okay, and then this. And this is what you use to make your little bunny with. And if you're interested in getting this, if you go to thiscraftyLifeLive.com, you can get this for free. I've got a PDF, and I also have a little JPEG file. So you can load this into your Cricut with the JPEG file. Okay, check it out. Miss Joy says she wasn't able to catch it this morning, but go check it out because it's really cool. And Elsa's trying to talk hubby into a Brother Scan and Cut. I'm trying to talk all my friends into Brother Scan and Cuts. Like, I already talked a couple. I'm not going to say who they are because I know who's buying them, but you're going to see them. You're going to see them. Watching you play with the, Barbara says, watching you play with the Scan and Cut has me really wishing I could afford to invest in it. I think it would be great for cutting out stamped images and planner printables. That's coming, y'all. I'm going to work on that and see if it works. I agree with you. I think it is, now the price makes it a good investment. For me, before, the price did not. I just couldn't afford it before, but I like it now. I've always liked it. I should say the price made me happier this time. Much happier. The other cool thing, Tina says she wishes she had the room, which this is what I think is so interesting. For some reason in my mind, it doesn't take up the same amount of room because I'm not hooking my laptop to. Remember, I'm using it for scanning and cutting. Okay, so at this point, I'm not hooking my laptop to it, or I'm not having to sit with it with my laptop. So I don't know why I think it takes up less space. At this point, that'll change. Let me see these questions real quick. For someone just getting into your stamps, do you recommend, let me move this over so I can see it better. Do you have a recommendation of which to start with, meaning which you usually turn to? I can show you. I have a lot of them right here. And I have a tripod here also. I'm trying to get out of the way so I don't knock it on the floor. Let me show you the ones I would probably start with. One of my favorites has got to be, where's it at? Hang on. Now, I'm not talking scripture sets. I'm just going to talk regular sets. But this set is called Just to Say Thanks. Yeah, Just to Say Thanks. This one has every thank you sentiment you can imagine, and also all the words that go along with it can be used for anything. I mean, you could use these a billion times. And if you're a member of my Facebook group, which is called Maymay Made It, and so did I, all of those guys, all of my design team members and all the folks on my page that purchased this one showed this one in a lot of tutorials. So that one, and I love them all. I lean to all of them all the time, but I would probably start with that one. Let me see, I had another question and it rolled up. Do you need a Cricut and a Scan and Cut? No, you do not. I feel that the Scan and Cut will do all the same things that the Cricut does. I haven't learned it all yet, and I can't show you that just yet, but it's coming. But I will say this. The Scan and Cut offers a feature that the Cricut doesn't. I love my Cricut. You guys know that. I love the way it cuts and the way it functions, or the way it is easy to use. But the Scan and Cut offers me the scan and cut feature. So that is the reason I wanted it, was for that feature. And unless Cricut can come up with a way to send me a scanner to attach to my machine, they're not going to be able to upgrade my machine to do that. I'd still have to purchase another machine even when they bring that technology out, if they do. So that's why I went ahead and purchased it. I think it's worth it. Next question I see here is, oh, bye guys that are having to leave, I understand. You don't have room in your craft room. I understand that totally. It's taken me a long time to have a nice craft room. Here's a question from Tina Lynn, she says, can you make plastic cups for coffee with your name on it to sell? Meaning like, not like Dixie cups, not like solo cups, but like, oh, can I do that? Are you asking me to put my logo on them? Miss Monster says, I love my Cricut, but I often have buyer's remorse when I see things like the scan and cut. Don't have buyer's remorse. You bought a wonderful machine. That Cricut is an amazing machine, and you can learn ways around getting your images into the software. I promise there's ways to do it. Don't have buyer's remorse. If you bought a Cricut Explorer Air, you have a great machine. You do not have to worry about that. Tina says, yes. I'll see if we can do that. I actually have a cup with my logo on it that I made for myself. I'll see. I've got hard workers back there in the vinyl room. My boys, I mean, they are back there cutting and ironing on and making all the time. So we'll see what we can do. Jackie Holder says, got my very first stamp set Saturday and just love it. Can't wait to start on my cards. Awesome. I can't wait to see your cards. So please be sure to share them with us because I love seeing them. All right, it's 3:25 and I don't want to stay on more than an hour, even though we were cut off a little bit early. I want to give you a couple updates. Don't forget that March is National Crafting Month, and Melody and I are hosting a hashtag event called #ThisCraftyLife, where we're encouraging you guys to make a project and either post a YouTube video about it or put it on your Twitter or on your Facebook or put it on Periscope or wherever and title it #ThisCraftyLife so we can see it. And we're anxious to see what you guys make. Elsa says, do you think you could possibly make a stamp set with a plain picket fence? That's a good idea. I'm actually working on a stamp set that would kind of work with, so I'll see if I can't do that. Oh, thank you so much that you think my stamp sets are the greatest. I appreciate that. I can't wait for y'all to see what's coming out this month and next month. Got some good stuff coming. I just don't have them to show you, or I would show you. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie is placing an order today for my stamp club. I appreciate that. Tina Lynn has another question, so we'll see what she says. That is a good idea for that picket fence. I love picket fences. They're one of my favorite things. I love them. Of course, I'm from the South, right? We have a lot of those. And I like those country fences that are white and go around a barn or a farm. I think they're beautiful. Anyway, yes, there it is. Melody said this craft life. What did we say? Did I say it wrong? Can you make stamps out of ATV show? I'm not sure I understand that question. Thank you, Shirley. I'm so thankful that you like the stamp club. Oh, can I make stamp? I cannot do that. No, that would be a copyright issue, or that would be a trademark issue, probably. I love picket fences. Picket fences and wreaths at Christmas time. I love them. No, I can't do that. Now, if I pay for a license or what have you, I can. Like if I pay them to use the license, but it's really expensive for the amount of stamps that I sell. I really wouldn't return my investment very well on that, because that's expensive to do that, you know, legally like we should. And I try to do that. I try very hard to make sure I don't use anything I'm not supposed to use. You guys, I study and search and make sure I'm paying the things I need to pay and doing what I need to do, because I don't want to mess up. So, oh, it came today. Wow, it got there so fast. The Tangled Web is here. That's Christy, and she won a D-Stash package, and it took me a while to get those packed up because I was cleaning things out and trying to make sure I could fill those boxes to the brim. So I hope you really enjoy it. This Crafty Life Live is the hashtag. I want you guys to be a part of that. I really do. I think it'll be super fun. I think it'll be great. Miss Jones says hi to Melody. Make sure Melody sees that, because that's super nice. I love it. Third time's a charm. So tell me if you guys like the live demo show. And next week we've scheduled this. I have a friend coming on next week, and I won't tell you who yet. I'll wait and we'll announce it later. But the idea is that we'll kind of sit and chat back and forth as we do some crafting. I think it'll be fun. Oh, Summerella, you are probably better than me at many things. Better, I promise. So we're going to have a good old time. I really enjoyed this today. I hope you guys like the basket. And like I said, you'll have to give it a few minutes before the blog post will be up, because I have to let the video render in YouTube. And once it does, I'll go in and put all the information in and get there. Oh, no worries, Tina. It'll be back in a few minutes. Naoka says good night, John Boy. She's looking at the clock because she knows it's time to go. If you follow me on Periscope, we do that when we end a video at night. We say good night, John Boy. So that's really cute. Love the live chat. Sweet. It's also a good way for me to answer questions for those of you who don't necessarily get to be in the chat. Like if the video's live and you missed it, it's a great way for me to get to answer questions you might have too. Oh, I see that. I see that. I hope you enjoy it, Christy. I really, really try to put some good stuff in there. Okay, if you missed the basket, if you missed me putting the basket together, this video will be live in just a few minutes, and I will have a blog post connected to it so you can get all the dimensions for it and all the score marks and all the things you need to know to make the basket. No problem, no problem. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye here. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to spend with me today. It's been super fun, and we will be back next Monday for this. But don't forget, Wednesday we have a video, and Friday you get 2 videos because I do my scripture art journal as well as a crafty video. And the plan this week is 2 wreaths. My plan is for Wednesday and Friday to be wreaths, but they're going to be super easy wreaths. I want you to be able to get a big pop, easy work, right? Yeah, good. I'm glad that the comment was a lot of people that don't do Periscope can be here and chat with me, and that's super cool. All right, Wednesday videos and Friday videos don't have a scheduled time. I try to get them up really early, but it just depends on how things are going. But Wednesday and Friday, you will get them, and I hope you guys had a great time today. Thanks so much for coming in, and we will talk to you several times. You see me all over the place all the time, so love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.